Guys, welcome to a partly cloudy day on the side of Tampa Bay here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. And I want to talk to you about scanning a little bit. There's been a lot of people that don't seem to care whether they can see a scan or not, the information on the scan. And it's coming from knowledgeable people and not necessarily novices, new to ham radio or anything. And I don't understand why they don't think it's important. So anyway, this is my mobile rig. As you can see, I'm a big Yaesu fan, my 400 XDR. And as you're driving, the mic has an up and down key, which is really nice to have. So you got one hand on the mic and one hand on the wheel. And you're driving around. Let's say you want to change frequencies or change repeaters. So you just hold down the button and you can see where it's going. And sure, it's fast, you know. And sure, if you want to stop at one, let's say I want to stop back again on the CERNet repeater that I keep in memory. And I know about where it is. It's really close to there. 1, 2, well, that's 2 clicks away. I stopped it. And, you know, it helps to navigate through a big list. And as you can see, I'll go, this is memory number 8. If I go back a ways, you can stop it, and you'll see that I have 68, 65 memories that aren't skipped, you know. That's in my local list. There are a lot of repeaters here in the Tampa area. And yes, I don't use them all. And, you know, I don't frequent them all, but I do like to scan through them. But more importantly, I have friends that use different repeaters. So if I'm driving along and I want to, you know, scan to a particular repeater, and I don't want to wait for them to cause a busy signal. It's 5 o'clock, it's on the evening drive, and I say, oh, well, you know, Bob is on the Ray J repeater, so I'll come through and we'll see if it goes by. And there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 button clicks, you know, or 6 knob clicks. But who uses the knob in the car, right? You use the up and down buttons. But you know, I call, hey, Bob, you know, WA8 blah blah blah. This is KO4 blah blah blah. Bob, are you out there? You know, I'm not waiting for him. He may be monitoring. He may be outside his car pumping gas. He can hear me, but whatever. There's many different reasons you want to initiate a call. But see, navigating memories in a radio has been around for decades. You know, I mean, but you know what? What you can't do? You can't do that if a radio says that during a scan. You can't see what's going on. And that's like the most foreign thing in the world to me. You know, and I know other users are that way as well. Hey, let's go over to the what do you say, Tampa 10. I name things in order, there's so many. Or hey, let's stop here. Why not stop there? Well, that's a busy signal. But let's stop in the Dunedin set of repeaters. And it's cranking right through, and I'm driving along, and it stops there. Oh, there they go, and I do a couple clicks. But if it doesn't, if your radio is designed such that it says that, you have no other recourse than to click through the entire memory list. And this is what's being lost on people. And there again, I know that there are knowledgeable people on the YouTube that say, well, hey, I don't care about this. Well, of course you care. You know, you're driving along, you're using one hand on the wheel. It still stops on a busy signal, just like MEM scan does. But hey, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? I want to call Bob on Tampa 11 444.6. Or maybe I want to, you know, get back to the Ray J station, you know, the Ray J repeater. So, of course you care. Of course you're missing something on a radio, functionality that's been gone for years, when it says that. You know, I just don't get why more people don't understand it. I'm almost as fascinated with why people don't understand this simple concept as, you know, the problem itself. And it's important for me to say, you know, this feature for MEM scan, if it's useful for people, I'm not at all, and I have never said, hey, let's take this out of here. You know, they shouldn't remove it if people find it useful. But you have to put back a very useful feature that people have been using for decades, just to get around conveniently, quickly, quicker than turning a knob, or even one off. Like, look, you know, if I tried to, you know, click the mic button one by one through a 65 memory list, you know, that you just can't do it. Of course, I'm going to push it down, let the radio do the work. And hey, let's. I want to go back to SARnet, so I'll let it crank through. And there it went. 1, 2, 3. 3 clicks. I stopped it. You know, your eyes are faster than you think. So here I'm on SARnet. This is a very fine statewide repeater system, link system. I bet you it has 60 repeaters to this. And yes, I have it on a separate memory list, a memory bank, but it's still 60 repeaters. And if I'm on a trip, you know, I want to cycle through all those, you know, because I have them listed by geographic area. I just let the radio crank through and do the work, you know, and that would be a traditional scan. But if I want to go to a particular one, let's say I want to stop this thing on the call frequency, 5.2. Oh, there it goes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm driving here. Yeah, that's 5.2. 5 clicks, you know, out of a 65 memory list. And so, of course, you care about this feature. It's just, I think it's one of these things that's so innately used, you know, that people just don't realize, you know, how handy it is. So now I'm driving at speed. I'm not just going through a park. Let me go up to speed. I'm concentrating on my driving. Let's say I want to stop it on the radio repeater. I'm going to let it go by and let my reflexes do the work. And there it was. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clicks. I'm driving at speed. So this is an incredibly useful feature, folks. And it works the same on HTs for decades. And it's the same thing with my 991A. And as you can see, I'm a big Yaesu fan. Love this radio. But I'm also sitting here on my couch at home. I've got a drink in my hand and maybe a bowl of chips over here. And I'm watching the big game on Saturday. And I just want to maybe call Bob and get his commentary on the last play. So let's say he's on the radio repeater. So I'm going to allow this regular scan to just keep going. There it was. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clicks. No knob cranking. I don't even have that 991 set up for knob cranking. You know, and hey Bob, what do you think of that last play? Oh yeah, well it's disastrous. Yeah, it was. Let me see what Jim's doing on the Dunedin repeater. So we go over here and see it cycle through, and it's coming up, and there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was 5. 5 button clicks. You know, this has the same list, like 68. I had to keep the same repeater list on all the radios so I don't freak out. And yeah, so this is a very useful repeater, but you know what you can't do? If they had designed the 991 to say this, you'd just be out of luck. So again, it's the same thing here, guys. You know, I really wanted to love this radio. I had an FT3 before this, and it was a beautiful radio. I've always loved Yaesu radios. I've had nothing in my car or truck in 30 years than Yaesu. I started off with a 897D as a home shack rig, and now I have the 991. I love Yaesu. I've always had Kenwood handhelds because they're so elegant and well designed. Until the D74, I had the D74, and someday your eyes are going to get a little dimmer. So I got the FT3, big, beautiful, bright screen, nice and colorful, pocket size. It was great, loved it. But hey, who doesn't like the newest, greatest thing? So I sold my FT3 for this FT5, and it was, I loved it so much. But this is like a kick in the gut, and that's exactly how I feel. They slipped us a Mickey, and I just don't understand why. And you'd think that this new innovation of scan, if they were really proud of it, they'd mention it in their advertising literature, which they don't. So in closing, guys, this MEM scan and VFO scan thing, keep it, that's fine, but the visual scan needs to be back in for this to be a convenient and expected ham radio with the functionality that you expect. My hat is off to Josh at Ham Radio Crash Course. He is the only YouTuber that even mentioned this, and I enjoy all the channels. But now I am highly suspect of guys that I've left comments in. They say they don't care, and they didn't even mention this in their videos when they review this radio. Yeah, it demands being reviewed. And this is a $500 flagship radio, and it doesn't even perform as one would expect of a $40 Baofeng. So, this is the reality. Okay, thanks.